Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm a professional chef, and today I want to show you how to make everyday vegetables interesting by teaching you some new cutting techniques. A low-protein diet focused on fruits and vegetables may feel limited with choices of what you can eat. You might feel like you're eating the same thing over and over again. Simply cutting a vegetable in a different way can transform a dish into something fresh and exciting. So let's get creative. I'm going to show you 4 different cutting techniques using a carrot. First, we have grate, then we have julienne, we have the diced, and lastly, sliced. So first off, you see here we have our crunchy turnip and carrot salad with the carrots grated. And we're going to start by, I have this handheld grater. You can use the box grater as well if you like. I personally like this better. It has the rubber end here that catches nicely on the board so it doesn't slip. And it's great for kids to get involved and do this one as well. And you want to get a firm grip on your vegetable and then just grate it like so. Being careful to keep your fingers away from the blade. This is a medium grate. You can also do a finer grate or a larger. So just continue moving your hand up to the edge of the vegetable. Again, you don't want to have it too close to the blade so you avoid any accidents on your fingers. Next up, we have the Julian Slice, also known as a matchstick, you may have heard. So this is what we used in our jicama slaw. Both the jicama and carrots were both julienne. And what we'll do is we'll grab our carrot to start, and with a very sharp knife, you hold it down here in the palm of your hand. You get a nice grip on it. So you want to make sure your knife is nice and sharp, especially when you're cutting a hard vegetable like a carrot. There's actually more accidents happen when your knife is dull because you run the risk of the knife slipping off the vegetable and cutting yourself, which you don't want to do. So with our sharp knife, we'll cut our carrot in half. We'll trim the ends off here. And we're going to cut this into thin strips, being very careful to keep your fingers out of the way. And once you have your thin strip, like so, you lay it flat on your cutting board, and with your fingers curled, you cut the thin strips in a rocking motion. So next up, we're going to do the diced carrots, just like we have in our hearty vegetable soup. A great way to get the kids involved because carrots are a little tougher to cut. You can have them dice something like a zucchini, something a little softer, and they can use a butter knife even. That way you can introduce them and get them comfortable with using a knife. So for a diced cut, we're going to trim the ends off here of our carrot, and we'll cut it lengthwise in half. And then for our thin part here, we're going to cut it in half once. And the flat side, you always want that to be down on your cutting board. You don't want the curved part to be rocking. That's very dangerous. So we have the flat side down. And then depending on how big or small you want your dice, this we're going to just go ahead and cut it as is. And the thicker part of your carrot, we'll cut in half once. Again, flat side down. And then we're going to cut it again. So that way we can match the same size as the thinner part of our carrot. So we want everything to be equal in size. That way they will cook evenly. We'll do that again with the thicker part. With your fingers always tucked in. And lastly, with the thinner part, the shape to match. So last we have our sliced carrots. We did this for our glazed carrot recipe, And it's a little bit different than just slicing your carrot into rounds. We are gonna do it on the diagonal, and it just makes it a little bit more fun and interesting. So you start with your carrot at the root side, and you cut the root off on the diagonal. Then from there, you continue for about an inch, a little less, apart, and move slowly down the carrot in the same diagonal motion. We have our sliced carrot. So it's always good to have kids involved in low-protein cooking from a young age. I know my girls love getting involved in the kitchen and helping out, and one of their favorite things to do is to peel carrots or vegetables in general. So a few tips just to keep them safe in the kitchen. We like to have the carrot sturdy on the surface and always make sure they're peeling away from their fingers. Especially for the little ones who are not quite ready to hold a knife yet, this is a great job for them to do. Just like that. Check out these recipes and more on our website. They can be found in the recipe section of nutritiametabolics.com.